Hello and welcome back to another Final Table commentary. If at any point in time you find yourself not caring for the commentary, there'll be a link in the description down below to the video and KalipokerTV poker replays, so you can go check out the action in some silence. With all that being said, we got a 2K from the recent WCOOP 2024. Got a very stacked final table. David Peters, Centaurus, Bear Wire, Santoy, Grozorg, Ben CB, Gammy, Romeo Pro. Did I say Gogak Sniper? Gogak Sniper as well. The King and the Queen will rip it all in basically for Grozorg, sticking 7 blinds. Only have 3.5 behind. Oh, what a bunch of useless words. This race will get through pre. What's going on here? Gogak Sniper with the Queen Jack. Playing from the hijack. 13 blinds. I don't know if we play it. Look at this from Romeo Pro. 10-5 suited. We'll go for the open. Santoy in the big with Queen 9-0. Look at this from Romeo. Quite the disrespectful raise. Get a call from Santoy. Ace, King, Jack, flop goes check, bet. It depends on the size. Romeo Pro with the straight draw to the Queen, backdoor flush draw. Ace high board should be good for him. Got a couple other Broadway cards out there. I think we take a stab. Romeo Pro says about half pot, a little bit less. Santoy with the straight draw to the 10, we'll just let it go with the best of it. Santoy gets an ace and a queen the next holding. In this small blind, Ben CB under the gun will raise King Jack O Gogak. With a King 10 suited, we'll just let that go. Jack 9 for Centaurus is giving it a little think over. They'll probably find the fold, but it would be cool to see a 3-bet, of course. Not this time. Santoy in the small with that ace queen O. Might rip it in. Plays small 3-bet, 5.5 blinds. Wow, we won. Ben CB's gonna say, what's this all about? I think we fold King Jack O. Would be fun to see a cold 4, or not a cold, just a 4. Just a 4-bet. Would be cool to see it. Not this time. 8-6-0 for Romeo. They're gonna give this one a think over with 63 blinds being in first place position. They see $65,000 for the victor, and they are going to put their foot on the gas. 50K for second place, 39.5 grand for third. The other numbers along the bottom there don't really matter. Everybody here just wants to win the fucking WCOOP title. 65 grand is also pretty sweet. Queen 10 for Bear Wire will raise it and take it down pre. Ace 9 for Romeo. That looks like a play. Under the gun, Grozorg with the Ace 7 on the button will fold. David Peters with King 6 suited from early position could have went for, or sorry, middling earliest position. Middling earlyish. Earlyish. King 6 suited could have went for a 3-bet. Would have been cool to see. Not this time. King Queen for Santoy. There's the cool little 3-bet. Santoy from the cutoff, playing in position, post flop against Romeo says we'll stick in a little 3-bet here, 5 blinds to go. And Romeo says I'm gonna click it back. What size do I click it to? 11? 9. Oh, Romeo. And the 4-bet gets through. We're recording. We're recording. Romeo with the ace and the 9. Centaurus with the ace and the king. They're gonna go for a big ol' min raise. Gammy in the small with the queen and the 9. We'll let that go. Romeo will likely play call. A 3-bet could always come in as well. And it seems like the 3-bets on the final tables are pretty small, like 5.5 blinds typically. even when you're playing out of position, which is pretty cool. Anyways, we get an ace queen 6 flop, both players with the toppest of pairs. Centaurus obviously with the best of it with ace king. We'll go for this huge ass bet, 4.5 blinds, and Romeo can't fold on the flop, I don't think. There's way too many draws out there. All the Broadway draws, the club draws, backdoor heart draws. But what's gonna go for this big ass bet? Of course the ace king. You know, some sort of straight draw and flush draw combo. Romeo unblocks that. We see a 7 of hearts on the turn. Turn goes check. Another large ass bet. 11.6 blinds into 14.5. And hopefully Romeo can find the fold here. We don't have any chop outs. Romeo just looking for a 9. Again, there's still so many draws out there. Centaurus is playing this beautifully, going for this big ass raise, making Romeo think real hard about this. In the end, hopefully they fold. Wouldn't be surprised to see a call. If they rip it all in, I've got no idea what's going on. They land on the call, deuce on the river, goes check. And then Centaurus says, I have sized this up for a river jam if I want it. All the flush draws miss. The straight draws miss. I've got ace king. I think we go all in. Then just try to get called by the old ace 9, ace 10, ace jack, ace 8, ace 5. Maybe a king queen gets really curious or something. Romeo with ace 9 just swiftly lets it go. Nicely done. 10-10 for David. We'll raise it under the gun. Ben CP with an ace and a 5 from the cutoff. It's suited and booted, 18 blinds. It's fun to watch Ben CP play, but unfortunately they don't have too many chips here. They could always go for like a 4.5 3 blind or 3 bet. 4.5 blind 3 bet. Holy, that sentence was difficult. But I think it's coming in here. There it is, 4.5 blinds. So I stumbled over my words a whole lot, but David's gonna have an easy rip. And then Ben will fold, and then we move along. Do we ever play call with the 10s? Isn't that a little too spicy? A little too spicy. David Peters just rips it in and takes it down, of course. King 7 for bare wire. That's a playable holding. We're suited and booted, not raising into David Peters' big blind though. Romeo on the button. Bare wire says I'll just let this shit go. Jack 3 for Romeo will raise the button. 9-10 for David will defend the big. Ace 10-8 flop goes check. A couple straight draws for Romeo, backdoor. Middle pair for David. Flop goes check. Basically a pot-sized bet. And then David Peters says, okay, I guess I'm off to the turn, but I really don't want to. 2 on the turn. 2 of spades. So there's still the flush draw, all the straight draws. And Romeo's going to go bombs away here. With a no equity bluff. Looking for a jack. Stick it in, Romeo. No, they check it back. They were gonna pull the trigger. They sized it up. It's something like 12.5 blinds. Do you have to go that large? Maybe a little bit smaller? 11.5 blinds? Yeah, you don't have to go with quite that large as my original number was suggesting. Anyways, Romeo does block Queen Jack, King on the river. Another overcard to the 10 could scare David. The flush draw misses though. Interesting spot here with the 9-10 out of position. And Romeo is going in the tank here. What if he rips? Whoa. Do it. No, they just check and give up completely. He's quite a bit of time bank there. That's a damn shame for him. Couple of jacks for Grozorg. Ace 10 for Centaurus in the big. We'll see a min raise from the Jakes. Ace 10 for Centaurus. We'll play call. This min raise from Grozorg should be pretty freaking strong. And then there's some like Ace 5 suited, Jack 10 suited maybe. Ace King Queen flop. Bad news for Grozorg's jacks. All three over cards come. This is obviously a good board for his range though, so they go for this small little 1.4 big blind bet. Centaurus will play call. Oh, how dirty a jack would be. We get a raise from Centaurus. Very interesting. Very small size as well. It's about 2 blinds to call. Grozorg says I have immediate straight draw to the nuts, the 10. But this has got to be like 2 pair better. An ace king and ace queen with 3-bet pre-flop. So this is either king queen or jack 10. And Grozorg says I blocked jack 10. So is this king queen? Do I bluff? Do I try to bluff king queen off the pot? Ace 10? If it goes for a raise like this? Ace jack? Whoa, interesting little hand here. No wonder Grozorg's thinking about it. Do I try to bluff king queen? I kind of want to see it. I don't know if calling is great. You're getting a fair price. 2 blinds into 12. So that's interesting, but Grozorg does just land on the fold in the end. Interesting little hand there. Ace 10 for Gammy will raise, surely. Centaurus with ace 5 suited in the small blind. Ace king for Gogak Sniper. Didn't even see that holding. They'll rip it in and take it down pre-flop. If Romeo goes for a little 3-bet here with the 6-10 suited, they'll be in trouble. Not this time. Gogak will eventually dunk it in. They actually go for this small non-all-in 3-bet. Interesting stuff. 5.5 blinds. It will still effectively get the same job done, but I wasn't expecting it. Ace 7 for Gogak. I don't think they're going to throw in a bet. David Peters with ace 6 1 seat to their left will get the chance to raise. Bear wire in the small with the ace 3-0 will probably let it go. Santoy with jack 2 has no reason to play that holding. King queen for Gogak, ace 3 for Romeo, 9-9 for Grozorg in the big. Romeo folds. Gogak will go for the open, I think. I think a min raise comes in. It could always stick in like 7 blinds or something. 6.5 is the size they go for. Santoy with the 3s will let it grow. So Grozorg calls. Good flop for Gogak. Good turn. Bad river though. They make 2 pairs as Grozorg makes the straight. Boppity boo. 12 blinds for Grozorg. Gogak's down to 7. Ace and a 6 for Santoy. We'll see if Bear Wire takes this spot with 8-7-0 from the cutoff. Covering the remaining 3 players. Centaurus is thinking about with jack 4-0, but that does find the fold. If I'm Bear Wire, I think I go for the aggressive open here. Ben CB in the big is scary. Grozorg in the small is scary. Santoy on the button is scary. So maybe Bear Wire should just find the fold as we see a jam from Santoy with the ace and the 6. King 9 for Ben, waiting patiently, doing some math. Quick calculations, finds the fold. So we got Gogak with 7 blinds, Ben CB with 9, and an ace and a king. In second last place, Centaurus with the ace and the queen. We don't see any queens dead. Something to note. We'll see a Centaurus open. Bear Wire will probably fold the 4s. And then Ben will rip it in. Got a call from the ace and the queen for about 7 blinds. Boppity boo. Quick call from Centaurus. And a queen on the flop. Any king or 10 dealer? Nope. NCB's gone, so Alonzo. That's a damn shame. Centaurus takes down a nice pot. They're up to 73.5 blinds. 9-9 for Gogak in the big. So everybody gets about a 2K ladder. 2.5K. That's good news for them. Am I doing my math right? I've got no idea. Anyways, 9-9 for Gogak gets the all-in from Romeo's queen 7. King 10 3 flop. 4 on the turn. We're looking for a queen, and Gogak is Gonzo Alonzo. Romeo smacks the queen on the river. And that's a damn shame. Once again, we lose another strong body. Romeo Pro getting lucky. Centaurus getting a little lucky. What can you do? Gammy's got a couple of 4s. A7 for Romeo. A little 3-bet might come in here. Romeo says no, I'll find a better spot later. Gammy has been kind of snug. Or perceivably snug. They're taking a spot here with 4-4 from the cutoff. So they're not really snug. They just haven't had the cards yet. Centaurus says, I don't care. I'm going to go for the raise with Queen 5-0. Hopefully Gammy reads into it and 4-bets all in. Oh no, they just find the fold and Centaurus gets away with murder. Romeo with an ace and a 10 will raise from the cutoff. Centaurus in the small with the king and the 10. Can you imagine if Romeo folds ace 10 here? Not unless they time out. Whoa, they do go for a limp instead, saying Centaurus is likely to 3-bet. So let's try to keep the pot small, and this might also keep Centaurus in the pot, as they do limp along as well. Bearwire might spaz out and go for a raise here. Take it down pre-flop. Nope. Oh no, this is dangerous. Everybody's got a spade. Queen 9 4 flop, all spades. Centaurus with a straight draw. Bearwire with the second nut flush draw. Romeo with the nut flush draw. Centaurus also has that 10 of spades in their holding. We see a min bet from Romeo. Or 3 ways to the turn now. This is kind of cool to see. I almost want to see a spade for some action. Because I don't think Bearwire can fold seeing this min bet. Even if Centaurus calls. I think we have to go to the turn. 1 blind into 6.8. With the king of spades. If Bearwire folds, that'd be really impressive. They go for a raise instead. 3 blinds to go. Romeo calls and then Centaurus calls. So they just kind of bloated the pot here with the king of spades, which is interesting. Romeo can't fold. 2 blinds. They play call. Centaurus says, okay, 2 blinds into about 13. I guess I call. Oh, Centaurus does lay it down. Good shit. They still had the straight draw out to the jack, but their spade draw was obviously no good. Bearwire with that raise on the flop might be able to steal this pot away from Romeo. Maybe not on the 8 of hearts because Romeo's got a straight draw to the jack now, but they do give it up. Well, maybe a 7 comes on the river. Not a spade. I don't know if Romeo bets. He might give him a free card. No, he does go for a 3.5 buy-in bet. No free cards given here. Bearwire deep in the tank plays call 9 on the river. So no pairs for nobody. Ace high versus king high. This should go check, check, and Romeo will take the pot. He might go for a Betsky. That'd be interesting. Did we ever bet like 5 blinds or something? 4.9 or something small? Just try to get, what, a 4 to fold? All in is the size from Romeo. And can you imagine if barrel wire here calls with the king high? Not gonna happen, but Romeo will take the pot down. 3 and a 2 for Romeo. Don't do it. Don't do it to them. No, not today. Centaurus with the 3 and the 10 of the same suit. Centaurus will eventually raise the button. Santoy with the ace and the 5 and the big. Might rip it in, might just play call. I think calling's a little bit more likely, but ace 5 can just rip it in if it wants to. Buy the pot pre-flop. Probably not on the final table. What if we go for a small 3-bet? Santoy plays call. We get a queen 8-5 flop. 1 spade for Centaurus. Backdoor straight draw. 5 blinds in the middle. We'll probably put in a Betsky. Very small bet by Centaurus. 1.3 blinds. Get a call from the ace 5, ace on the turn. All good news for Santoy as he's got the board completely locked up. No outs for Centaurus. And they won't be able to buy the pot neither. Hopefully for their sake they just slow right down, give it up. No, they put in a Betsky. Doesn't necessarily size up a river jam very well. So it's an interesting size. Maybe Santoy plays call, just give him room to bluff. That'd be a beautiful play. Then just fold on like a queen 8 or a club river maybe? Do you fold on those rivers or do you just call anyways? What do we do here, Santoy? We do call 9 on the river. So Centaurus does block Jack 10. We might see an all-in and then a snap call from Santoy. Or does Centaurus just give it up? There's the all-in. And pretty well a snap call. Jack and a jack for David. Queen 9 for bare wire. Looks like David will raise and take it down pre. Romeo with queen 4 is giving this a think over, but they'll find the fold. Jacks go for the minist of raises. And it's going to get through. Grozorg with the king 4 in the big. King 4 in the big. Let's play defense. 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 There we go. This is trouble though. 5-4-2 flop. Grozorg got himself into some trouble. Jacks will go for a small bet. Grozorg might rip and then Jack snap call. Or does Jacks go for a big bet? Oh, David's thinking long about this one. 2.69 blinds. Looks to be about half pot. And then Grozorg says, uh-oh, I got myself into trouble. Do we ever just call and evaluate on the turn? That's what Grozorg does. 10 of clubs. So another flush draw out there. So ace 3 flops a straight. 6-3 probably isn't going to raise in David Peters' shoes. Ace 5 would probably slow down. What about ace 5 of diamonds? Does it just dunk it in? Jacks dunk it in, of course. The overpairs dunk it in, of course. What about like 6s through 9s? Do they still dunk it in? I think Grozorg has to find the fold here. There's too many pairs out there that beat you. Then there's some flush draws, I do suppose, right? And any ace has a straight draw to the 3. But a nice fold in the end by Grozorg. Can't see that David's got the jacks, obviously, but he still finds it. He says, nah, this is just too dangerous. I got myself in a pickle pre-flop by calling. Romeo with a 5-9 will raise under the gun. Ace 5 for Gammy in the big. Would be fun to see a 3-bet here. Gammy is perceivably tight. Oh, and they do find the fold with the ace 5. You know what? Grozorg's got 6 blinds. Bare wire with 22. How much money can Gammy make there? We've got 2, 4, 6, 7 players remain. 14,000 locked up. So Gammy could make about 9,000, 9.5 grand if they just hang out patiently. And then maybe if they get lucky, they could make even more. Grozorg with the queen 5 suited will rip from the button. Romeo in the big with the jack and a 2 will let it go. Ace 4 for Grozorg. Santoy with a couple of 5s. I think we'll see the 5s open. Ace 10 for Gammy on the button. Does it ever just fold to Gammy? Nope. Not this time. And then Gammy's like, whoa, what do I do with ace 10-0? Do we just fold and let it go? 3-bet? Nah, the fold comes in. 4-8 for Romeo in the small. This is a big size, 2.75 blinds from Santoy. There's a 3-bet with the 8 and the 4. 8 blinds to go. David Peters folds. And this is some bully poker here. If I'm Santoy, I just fold. Move along. Yep. No surprises there. Nice little steal by Romeo. 8-8 for Grozorg will rip it in. Centaurus. And the big with 10 jack. It'll be about 7 blinds to call. Probably not the best spot with the 10 jack. We'll see that they'll be flipping, but I don't think 10 jack flicks in a call. No reason for it. Ace and a king for bare wire in the big. 7-3 for Romeo. They're back in first place position, so we can see them put their foot on the gas here. Raise from the cutoff. 7-3 suited makes a lot of sense. Centaurus with jack and a king in the small might go for a 3-bet. They just land on the fold, and that's great timing because bare wire is just waiting there. Do we rip it in? Make our lives easy? Do we go for a small 3-bet? All in is the play. 7-3 won't call. We're moving along. 9-4 suited for Romeo. They pass on the spot. Jack 9 for Centaurus on the button will raise. And bare wire with the 8-7 suited in the small will find the fold. Queen 5 for Santoy will find the fold. Right? Yep. Just gonna be a fold. Santoy could defend the big, I suppose. Queen 5. Defense. Let's do it, Santoy. Oh, and they go for a 3-bet. This is beautiful. Queen 5-0. It's been the 3-betting hand so far. Centaurus stuck in a Queen 5-0 3-bet as well against Gammy, I believe. Anyways, we're swiftly moving along. Bare wire with the ace and the 10. Santoy with an ace and a 2 in this small. We'll see a raise and a fold and a fold. Not much gonna happen here. Centaurus with the 6-2. They'll fold and move along. Bare wire will eventually open. They're just sizing up their raise here. 2.5 blinds is the elected size. Santoy with the ace and the 2 in the small. We could always see a 3-bet. Make it like 7 blinds to go. Santoy says, no, I'll just fold. Swiftly move along. Queen 10 for Romeo. Ace queen for Grozorg. 9-9 for bare wire. Romeo under the gun. We're not suited, but we are playing queen 10. Romeo again wasting some time bank here. It's bad news for him. He's gonna need these valuable seconds later in the tournament. He's got quite the stack here and he's sitting out. 9-9 for bare wire. Ace queen for Grozorg. We'll see this raise from bare wire. 2 blinds. Grozorg will rip. Then we'll have a flip. So Romeo folded a queen. Don't remember seeing any aces or out there being folded, but neither one comes on the flop, nor the turn, nor the river. Bare wire's 9s hold up, and we're moving along with 6 players. Centaurus with the ace and the king will raise. Bare wire with the king and the queen will do something. I don't think we fold here. A 3-bet would be cool. Make it small, like 4.5 blinds. 5 blinds works as well. Centaurus is out of position, but I think they rip all in. Just make their life easy. Take it down pre-flop. Say, why the fuck are you doing this to me, bare wire? They could also make bare wire's life a living hell by like making it like 9 blinds. No, they'll just rip and take it down pre. Ace 5 suited for Romeo. We'll see a little bit of action. A raise from the button. David Peters could always 3-bet with king 8 if we let our imaginations brew. But we're probably just going to see a raise from the button and take it down pre. Centaurus with a 4 and a 3. Just going to fold. 8-6 for Romeo on the button. Nope, that's the cutoff, sorry. David Peters is on the button with the 8 and the 7, waiting patiently. Sees another raise from Romeo. Would be interesting to see a 3-bet here. Just take advantage of your position. Go for a little 3-bet ski against a very wide opening range. Bare wire with the 2-3 suited says, I'm going to come along to the flop here. Ace 9 6. Nothing really doing for bare wire. Backdoor straight draw. Romeo with that bottom pair of 6s. That's 2.5 blinds. That will take it down. 10-5 for Romeo. It's suited. Seems like he's going to play it. Do it. Do it, Romeo. No, it just passes on the spot. Very marginal spot at that. 8-7 for bare wire. We'll limp it in. Santoy with the queen and the 9. I think we check it back. Bare wire, do we ever just fold? No, they go for a 3.5 blind raise. Queen 9 for Santoy. Says, I wasn't expecting this, but I guess I call. I could just fold here and now, but we're going to call. Queen 4 flop. Good news for Santoy. The board's pretty well locked up for him. Sweating some backdoor full house draws. Backdoor straight draw. Top pair and your opponent leads into you for 2 blinds. Not too bad of a deal. This is still pretty scary. Bare wire's putting the pressure on him with the big raise pre-flop. pretty dry board, we bet small. That makes sense. Get a call from the top as the pairs jack on the turn. 11.6 blinds in the middle. Could you imagine if Bearwire finds a way to get Santoy to fold top pair? Doesn't have a great reason to continue on the turn here. Give it up. Does find the check. Santoy might give him a free river. Might also bet small. Well, what if Santoy bets small and Bearwire raises? For no reason. No, that's just my imagination going wild. 6 blind bet and a quick fold from Bearwire. Ace and a queen for Centaurus. Ace 9 for Bearwire. We'll see a raise and a fold and a fold and a fold. Bearwire could go for a 3-bet, which would be kind of fun. But no, the folds just happen. 8-8 for Santoy. Romeo with an ace in the big. Isn't that kind of scary? Bearwire's thinking things through with 9-7-0, but they'll find the fold, of course. Santoy won't let go of those 8s. The vertical boobs. Santoy raises 2 blinds. Here's the scary thing. Romeo with that ace in the big could go for a 3-bet, make it like 7 blinds. Maybe a little bit smaller. No, they just play call very reasonably. 10-6 3-flop. Santoy does have the 8 of hearts in their holding. Backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. The pair's good for the time being. They bet real small, 1.3 blinds. Romeo will play call. We're off to the turn. Let's go, Romeo. There you go. Ace of spades. There you go. Top and bottom pair for Romeo. Not much doing here now for Santoy. That ace of spades was a dirty card. 7 of hearts is interesting as Santoy blocks straight draw and the straight and the flush. However, Romeo's just not folding with the 2 pairs. Might even go for a little value here, and they actually go for an overbet, 9 blinds into 7.9. Now does Santoy bluff with the 8s? Could you imagine if Santoy just rips? That 8 of hearts is pretty powerful. The 8 of diamonds is also interesting. You block a lot of holdings. Santoy does find the call and sees the bad news. A7 for Santoy. They might take a hand off. No, this hand's a little bit too strong. Queen 10 for David Peters in the big. We'll get a raise and a fold and a fold and a call. Five 3 for Romeo. We'll find the fold eventually. Ace Queen 3 flop. Top pair for Santoy. 3 diamonds out there, not 1 in his holding. We'll bet small, look to take the pot down, but the pair of queens will hang in there for a small bet. They actually just get a free turn, sorry. 4 of diamonds. The Santoy put in a small bet. Do we put in a little bet to protect? No, we don't. 9 of hearts on the river. Might go check now. What do we do, Santoy? Feels like we missed out a little bit of value. They don't mind, they'll just take the 5 blinds. Ace 5 for Santoy. It's suited and booted. This would be the third hand in a row for them, but they're back in there. Romeo with a 7 and a 5 with the same suit. On the button, we could see a very wide 3-bet come in. Instead, Romeo plays call. Jack 4 for Centaurus will get out of the way. Queen, Jack, Jack flop goes. I don't know. What do we do in Santoy's shoes here? We could go for a small bet. We could check. Santoy checks. Don't think a big bet makes much sense. 7-5 for Romeo says, well, I've got the backdoor diamonds. I'm probably going to have to try to buy the pot at some point. Could wait to the turn or river, but we'll start with a small bet here. 2 blinds to go. Santoy says, I don't know. What do I do? I'm going to sit in the tank for a little bit. They do find the call, king on the turn. Nice call by Santoy on this flop. Neither player connects with the king. I suppose Santoy picks up a straight draw to the 10, but I don't think he's too happy to see that. Romeo goes to the river for free. 6 of diamonds. So you just got to imagine Romeo's going to try to bluff again. And then Santoy's... Whoa, Santoy turns the ace high into a bluff. Whoa, 7.7 blinds. Romeo obviously isn't calling with the 7 high, and they're not going to bluff with it neither. Queen, queen for Santoy. This is 4 hands in a row, and Gammy's got the ace king. We don't see any aces or kings dead, but we're going to see a 3-bet of some sort. Let's go, Gammy. What size? 6.5 blinds, leaving themselves with 15 behind. Santoy will happily stick the rest in. And then we're flipping for Gammy's life. Santoy will eventually stick it in. Yeah, queen on the flop. That's pretty shitty for Gammy. There's no club on the turn, so Gammy's Gonzo Alonso. That's a damn shame. Santoy takes down a nice pot anyways. 62 blinds for him, with 1 in the middle. 6-6 for Romeo will raise from under the gun. 5-handed, ace 8 for Centaurus on the button. Could go for a little 3-bet and could play call as well. Could also just fold. Ace 4 for bare wire. I don't think they can play call, but they can rip or fold. Or I suppose a small 3-bet as well there. That'd be interesting. They do just play all in. Can you imagine if Romeo finds the call here? 66% we see. They do find the call. Nicely done. Ace on the flop though. 5 on the turn. Interesting card. 4 on the river. That's 2 pair. But a straight for Romeo. Boppity boo. No bounties, but we're down to 4 players. Got 31 grand locked up. That's pretty cool to note for 2K buy-in. Ace 7 for Santoy will go for the open. Romeo with an ace and a 9 on the in the small. 8-6 for David in the big. We might be going 3 ways to a flop here. David says no, just 2 ways, buddy. 10-6 2 flop goes check. And a check. And we're off to the turn. That would have been some ninja lead by Romeo with the ace 9 here. Santoy could put in a small bet as well, but I thought they might just check it back here. Look to realize their equity. 10 of clubs on the turn. No help for neither player. We got some chop outs to a 6 or a 2. What about an ace? Nope, the ace does not work. Nor does a 10. board is a 3. Romeo bets a blind, which is really cute. And a quick call from Santoy, and they see the bad news. 10-10 for Santoy. Centaurus with a jack and a 4 in the big. We see another big sizing from Santoy, 2.5 blinds. David Peters with 9-6 suited in the small. They'll find the fold. Centaurus might defend here. No, not this time. We are playing 40 blinds deep, which is pretty interesting. 4 ways. King Jack for Romeo will raise and likely take it down pre. David with 8 Jack on the button. It's suited and booted, but he says no, not gonna play it. King 10 suited for David. Yeah, raise and... Do we take it down pre? They did go for a big sizing, 2.3. 2.3 blinds. Romeo in the big with an 8 and a 5 offsuit. Likes to see flops. Likes to see flops. Might even go for a 3-bet. Oh my! What a disrespectful 3-bet here. 8-5 offsuit. 6.5 blinds from Romeo. King 4-3 flop. Romeo bet like 10%. Keep the pot small. Okay, bet 4 blinds. David will call. Another king. So David's obviously got the board locked up. And Romeo might blast off. Seven blinds is the bet. Sizing up a river jam. Don't you dare do it. David in the tank here. Just play call. 7 on the river. So Romeo blocks 5-6, which is interesting. There's 36 blinds in the middle. 22 behind, and I think a jam's coming in. And a snap call from David. Romeo shows him the 8 high. That's funny shit. Blinds go up. David's got 70 blinds. Romeo's got a king and a jack. Oh, that's funny. Queen 10 for David in the big. Do we limp it in, or does Romeo go for a big raise? 4 blinds. Queen 10 for David. Plays call. Jack 9, 4 flop. This is interesting. David's open-ended to the king or 8. The queen also works for him. Romeo with the toppest of pairs and a fair kicker. No play with backdoor flush draws, but we got 2 spades on the board. Romeo bets small here. Interesting to see how David proceeds. They play call, 4 pairs the board on the turn. Romeo will bet again. 7 blinds this time. Sizes up almost a river jam. Almost stacked pot ratio 1-to-1. 6 of spades on the river. Not the best card for Romeo's king jack. Might check it on over. Look, the bluff catch. Do we still try to get called by like jack queen, jack 10, 9-10, 9-8? Ace 9. Some sort of holding like that. Romeo says, I'll try for a small betski, and David just folds the missed straight draw. So that pretty well ties up Romeo with David again. I guess Romeo had a big lead beforehand. It was like 80 blinds. It was their stack size. King 9 for Santoy will raise 2.5 blinds, and David in the small with the ace and the 10 will do something. What are we gonna do? I like a call. There's the call. Centaurus will find the fold. Queen 5-0 is the 3-betting hand, but not this time. 9-6-4 flop goes check, bet, and we're off. Call. We're off to the turn. Unless it's like a 5 big blind bet. What's the size, Santoy? Make it like 3 point... No, they go a little bit smaller. 2.7 blinds. A little bit more than a third. Call from ace 10, 8 on the turn. Goes, check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. Hurry on up. Hurry up. Well, this is taking forever. There's 12 blinds in the middle. Pick a size, man. Check it back even. No, 9 blinds is the size. David will fold. 10-8 suited for Romeo will raise from the cutoff, and Santoy in the big with a 9 and a 7 might defend. Or offsuit. We cover Romeo. We don't want to give him chips. We will play call. 8-3-2 flop goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. Santoy, if he gets a fair price, might come along to the turn. They're wrapped around that 8, and they've got backdoor diamond draw. Let's go, Romeo. Put in a bet. 5.5 blinds. And Santoy folds. That's a huge bet on the flop there. 5 blinds in the middle. 5.5 is the size from top pair. Centaurus with a 10 and a 9 on the button will raise. Nope. Just looks like a walk for Romeo. Jack 3 for Santoy in the small. They thought about something, but no, not here. Ace 10 for Centaurus. Surely we're going to play this. 6-4 for Santoy. Might play call. Then Romeo might flick in a call. And then David Peters flicks in a call with ace 6-0. No. Santoy's out of the way. Then I guess Romeo's out of the way. They might play 3-bet though. Nope. Does David 3-bet? 3-bet. 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 Do it. There it is, 7.5 blinds. I just wanted to know what Centaurus does here. So we're playing about 37 blinds deep. 7.5 blinds is the size. Do we just want to jam? Buy the pot pre-flop? It's close. Centaurus says close, but no we don't. Ace 7 4 flop. David Peters is in trouble here. Okay, bet 10%. Do it. Bet small. Bet real small. Bet real small. 10% pot from David. Nice. Centaurus with that ace and the 10 will play call. And then what do we do in David's shoes? Hopefully we make 2 pairs on the turn. We pick up a straight draw. Interesting. Centaurus with the ace 10. Top is the pairs. Sees a flush draw out there. Plenty of strike draws. Goes for a big hefty bet. 7.7 blinds. David Peters in the tank here. Finds the call. 10 of clubs on the river. Goes check. Bet. Probably a jam. Fold. And we're moving along. David Peters does have a very interesting 6 of clubs in their holding. Centaurus with an interesting ace of clubs as the flush completes on the river. Top 2 pairs for Centaurus. All in dealer. And David will eventually find the fold. I would be surprised to see a call. We do have the toppest of pairs, but our kick... Oh! We do see a call here from David Peters. The 70 blind pot goes Centaurus' way with the top 2 pairs. David blocking the flush, blocking the straight. With the toppest of pairs says, okay, I guess I have to call down now. He sees the horrific news. He's down to 14 blinds. Ace 8 for Romeo. 9-9 for Centaurus. We'll see a raise and a fold from David. And maybe a 3-bet from Centaurus. That'd be cool. Be a nice aggressive play. They land on the call option. 7-6-4 flop. Interesting. Romeo's got a little straight shot to the 5. Centaurus with the overpair. Romeo with 2 overcards to the board. And we see Centaurus lead for a blind and a bit? Like, what are we... Are we hoping Romeo raises? What are we doing here? Get a call and a 5 on the turn. So Romeo makes his straight. Centaurus still has that overpair. Might go for a little bit more value on the turn here. Obviously, any 8 or 3 make a straight. Another little blockish bet from Centaurus. Romeo finds the call. 3 on the river, so there's a straight on the board. That's unfortunate for Centaurus. Especially unfortunate because Romeo's got that 8 in their holding. Let's make sure we're recording. Anyway, Centaurus checks over the pair of 9s. Then they bet 19 blinds. If I'm Centaurus, I might just find the fold, but I suppose we could find the call to chop the pot, but this is not going to be a chop pot, obviously. There's no flush out there. Centaurus does block 8-9, so they could raise as a bluff. There it is. And Romeo will call. Centaurus sees the bad news, and that's 120 blind pot sliding Romeo's way. Queen Jack for Centaurus. 16 blinds on the button. Do we rip? Whoa, wow, what a hand that was. There's the all-in from the Queen Jack. Santoy with the Ace Jack. We'll rip it all in, I think. Do we ever play call? That feels weird. They do play call. Romeo with Queen 10 suited. I don't think they call. 15 more blinds into a pot of what would be like 50 almost. Romeo does fold. King 7-4 flop. No help for Centaurus. No queen at all. Just like that. Santoy knocks out a body. We're down to 3. David Peters with 12 blinds. With 1 committed to the middle. Has an ace and a 10. Romeo might jam the 7-2 suited. No, raises 3 blinds instead. David Peters will stick it all in and take it down pre. Surely we fold the 7-2 suited. Eight 7 for Romeo. They raise the button. Ace 2 for Santoy in the big. They play call. King 7-4 flop goes check. Bet. I don't know. What do we do, Santoy? Got the backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. Got an overcard to the board. Romeo with that pair of sevens. Do we ever check it back? Nope. 2.5 blinds is the bet. And Santoy just swiftly folds. King 9 suited for David will raise. Romeo in the big with a 9 and a 5 will defend with a call most likely. They could always go crazy, but David actually just rips it in. We'll take it down pre. Doopity-doo, doopity-doo-doo. We see Romeo's dominated. Don't do it, Romeo. Just fold. Good shit. 10-10 for Santoy. They'll raise the button and take it down pre. Even with that minimum raise, I don't think David defends the big with 3-4-0. They let it go. 9-5 for Romeo on the button will raise. Right? I think so. There it is. David with the ace 6, I think jams. And then Santoy folds and Romeo quickly folds too. King Jack suited for David. Couple of sixes for Romeo. We'll see a raise and a Santoy fold and a Romeo jam and a David call. I think Romeo could always play call and that would just spoil my whole plan. There's the all in from Romeo. David calls. And look at that, David's got a flush draw, 2 overcards, and none of them hit. Romeo's 6s hold up. Just like that, we're heads up Santoy and Romeo. We're playing really damn deep, 67 blinds. Holy shit, here we go. Santoy throws out the GL, Romeo silent. Limping in 10-4-0 says this. Oh, there's the GL. Get a raise from Santoy's King 9. Surely that takes it down pre-flop, right? 10-4, we can just find a better spot here. Let's go. Move along. Blinds go up. So now we're playing 55 blinds deep. 10-4 for Santoy on the button this time. Get a limp and a check, and we're off to the flop. 8-7 for Romeo. Thinking about a raise here though. Says, you know what? You don't get the limp into my big blind, or yeah, my big blind either. Don't do it. Yeah, fool. 4.5 blinds is the size, and they'll take it down pre. 7 and a 2 for Romeo, the worst holding in poker. I think we just fold. Romeo says, no, we're going to limp it in. Santoy with the queen and the 6. We'll check it on back. Queen 5-2 flop goes check. I don't know. Do we bet bottom pair? Santoy, do we lead with the toppest of pairs? Not likely, but we could. We check it on over. Romeo thinking things through. Checks it back and makes 3 of a kind. Bad news for Santoy, as they've got the toppest of pairs, obviously. Thankfully, there's no bets on the flop, so the pot's rather small. Only 2 blinds in the middle. Romeo might bet another 2. He actually goes for a 1 big blind bet. Santoy just calls. No, he sticks in this big raise, 5.75 blinds. Toppest of pair, going for some value here. Plenty of straight draws and flush draws out there. Any 3-4s open-ended. Ace 3, Ace 4, 4 6. Diamonds are out there. We get Ace 7 on the river. Romeo makes a boat. The flush completes. That's bad news for Santoy. I think we check it on over and hopefully... Oh, that's not what's happening. Santoy is betting a full pot size. Romeo will rip it in and take it down. Romeo rips and the Santoy fold. I mean, it's not an easy fold. We can see Romeo as a boat, but the flush gets there. It's just like, what's jamming? 5 7s. Apparently 7-2. Queen 2. Boppity boo. We're moving along. Diamonds. Queen 6 is just gonna hit the muck there. King 6 this time for Santoy. They'll limp it in. 6-9 for Romeo. They're also playing heads up for about $14,000, which is quite a bit. Something to note. Jack 10 2 flop goes check. Santoy thinking. Backdoor straight draw. An overcard checks it back. 3 of diamonds on the turn, so Romeo's flush draw didn't get there yet. Didn't pick up any straight help, any pairs. Romeo still bets 5.5 blinds. Excuse me. Santoy thinking things through here. Finds the fold. Nice little steal by Romeo. Jack 9 will limp it in. Santoy with the king and the 4 of the same suit. We'll check it back. Ace 5 2 flop. Goes check. I don't know what to do with the Jack high in Romeo's shoes. Do we bet a blind and just try to take the pot down? Just clean up our equity against like 7 8, 9 10. Those sort of bullshit holdings. Romeo checks it back. What about like a queen 6? Would that fold on the flop? We get an ace on the turn. We just check down the Jack high and hopefully win. Santoy makes a pair of kings. Flush completes. Santoy bets 1.5 blinds. I don't think Romeo... No, we might call with Jack high. We might. We block the flush. I'm wondering if we're going to bluff instead, though. What if we make it like 8 blinds? Nice little fold by Romeo. Queen Jack versus Queen Queen. We'll see a raise and a call, and we're off to the flop. Raise and a call, and we're off to the flop. 10 8 4 goes check, bet, call. We're off to the turn. Romeo with 2 overs, the straight draw to the 9. Santoy with the over pair, backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. Might go for a big bet. Instead, they go small. 1.16 blinds. Romeo will still find the call here. 4 of diamonds on the turn. That's not what Romeo's looking for. Are we done with the pot? We aren't happy about it calling a big bet, let me tell you. This 1.7 blind bet, let me tell you, we might want to call. And let me tell you, I'm not too sure what's up here. What's up here, Santoy? Shouldn't we be betting bigger? Are we just getting called by specifically straight draws, and that's what we're here for? Top pair of 10s is still going to call. Pair of 8s will still call. 7-9 makes a straight come the river. And Santoy bets pot. Can you imagine if Romeo hero calls with the queen high? He's thinking about it. But he does just lay it down. Interesting little turn bet there by Santoy. Jack 2 for Romeo. Romeo. Limp it in. There you go. 7-10 checks it back. King 9 6 flop goes check, bet, call. We're off to the turn. Romeo could check back, I suppose. Doesn't seem likely though. Santoy with a straight draw to the 8 and the flush draw as well. One big blind bet. Yeah, we gotta call that. Ace of clubs. Interesting. Is Romeo's jack high still best? I feel like we still gotta put in another bet. Bigger size this time. Full pot. Overbet. Overbet from Romeo. This is beautiful poker, even though Santoy's just got 10 high in the straight draw and the little flush draw. Still love to see the big ass bet by Romeo. King 10 for Santoy. We'll raise and take it down pre. 4-2-0. Do we come along to the flop? Do we 3-bet? 3-bet incoming. I don't even know why, but it was just coming in. King 10 plays call. 8-8-7 flop. Romeo bets small. What size? 4 blinds? Okay, third pot. Santoy, I think, calls. 3 of diamonds. Interesting card. Does both players got a flush draw? Not great news for Romeo. Bets another 5 blinds. He's gonna need to see a brick and then bluff all in. Like, this is just not going well for Romeo. Can't be a king 10 or diamond. A 4 or 2 he would check. Queen of clubs, and then we just fire an all-in bluff with 4 high. I guess we have to. There's the all-in from Romeo. Can you imagine if Santoy hero calls with the king 10? This would be a huge pot going his way. Just no respect for Romeo's jam at all. King 10 highs deep in the tank. Santoy, I kind of want to see it. Put up a stand, my man. This would be just a ridiculous hero call, but like, it's right. It'd be beautiful. Santoy knows something's up. He's got the 100% mark right beside his head. Just has to click the call button with that 10 of diamonds. Oh no, he finds the fold. Good news for Romeo. They're up to 140 blinds. 10-2 for Romeo. We'll limp it in. Ace-4 for Santoy. That would have been such an amazing call with king 10. Sometimes you just gotta make the disrespectful hero call. Anyways, we get a jack 9-5 flop, goes check, bet, call. Right? What does ace-4 of clubs do on the jack 9-5 flop? No club. A little bit of an overbet too. Romeo says 2.5 blinds. And a fold from the ace high. 5-7 for Santoy. Limping it in. Romeo with the 9 and the 3. Checking it back. Ace jack 4 flop goes check, bet, raise. Check, bet, raise. Do it, Romeo. What size do we make it? Like 4.8? $3.4. Whoa, that is tiny. It is a check, bet, raise spot, but I wasn't expecting that small of a bet there by Romeo. Anyways, it still gets the job done. Romeo moves along with the 7-5. Oh, Santoy with the ace-8. Facing a limp, I don't know if we want to rip. Facing this big raise, I think we just jam. And Romeo might say to himself, why did I bet 3 blinds? Fold. There you go. Ace and a 6 for Santoy. Romeo with an 8 and a 4. Get a limp and a check, and we're off to the flop. Oh no, Romeo's raising. I think Santoy rips over a raise. 4.5 blinds. That's another little donation. Santoy will take those chips and eat them up. But to be fair, Romeo's aggression is working heavily in their favor. So just because they lost like 7 blinds or whatever it is, they're doing just fine. Oh, gotta swiftly move forward. Jack 4 limping it in, 7-9, checking it back. Nope, raising it up, the minimum. What is this all about? The minimum? Get a call, Jack 2 flop. What's Santoy thinking? What are they up to? They check it on over. Is it a misclick? Romeo, I think we just check the top pair. They say, no, we bet everything. Top pair, we are certainly not checking back, and Santoy will fold the backdoor straight draw, a couple of undercards. 10 and a 3 for Santoy. Just a bunch of shit holdings. 8-7 for Romeo. Ace Jack 9 flop goes check, bet, raise. Romeo's thinking about a lead. They do check. Santoy with the 10 and the 3. Checks it back, 7 on the turn. So Santoy's got a straight draw to the 8. Romeo's got a little pair and a straight draw to the 10. Little flush draw out there to the hearts. Santoy does go for a bet ski, 1.7 blinds. He might be able to get Romeo off this pair of 7s at some point. Maybe not on the turn, but maybe on the river. No, Romeo goes for a check raise with 8-7 and he'll take the pot down. That's just rude. A7 for Santoy. Do 7 for Romeo. Get a limp and a check, and we're off to a raise and a call, and a raise and a jam, and we're folding. A raise and a call, and we're off to the flop. Ace Jack 2 goes check, bet. Nope. Check, check. I don't know. What do we do with 7-2? Go for a 2 big blind bet, and I think Santoy raises. What size do we go? Something small, like 6? A little bit smaller, maybe? Santoy says, no, we play call. 10 on the turn. Flush completes. King, queen makes a straight. Romeo might be thinking about bluffing the bottom pair. They're like, look, I'm not going to win at showdown, that's for sure. Can I get a better 2 to fold? Can I get a jack to fold? Maybe not on the turn, but maybe on the river. So imagine another heart comes. Can Santoy call down with the 2 pairs? Santoy might just rip it all in on the turn just to avoid that situation. Yeah. Romeo folds. And the blinds go up. 24 for Santoy. 109, 110 or so for Romeo. Get a raise and a 3-bet and a fold. Why does it feel like the queen 2's 3-betting? Ah, it just is. I didn't know why it was. You know, I think Romeo's a field player. And once you're a field player, you kind of just feel things. You know? So it just feels like Romeo's going for a 3-bet. But we do see a Santoy defend with the Jack 7. Queen 6 3 flop. So the queen high still good. 11 blinds in the middle. Romeo bets 3.5. And I think we take it down with that bet. Backdoor straight draws for Santoy. But they are just going to find the fold, and that's a nice little steal by Romeo. From the big blind there. 6-9 on the button. Romeo limps. Queen 4 for Santoy. We'll check it back. King Queen 7 flop goes check. Probably a bet. Probably a bet. A large bet at that. 2.5 blinds. No, just 2. Santoy calls with the pair of queens. We get a 9 on the turn, so Romeo might slow down. They might also just put their foot on the gas and go bombs away. Maybe make 2 pairs on the river or something. No, they just check it back very reasonably. They beat some 7x, and then they lose to the heart draws and Jack 10, of course. Santoy beats some 9x, some 7x. River goes check, check, and Santoy takes a nice little pot there. Aces won't get much action. Wait, it's Romeo, we don't know. Get a limp and a raise and call, then we're after the flop. Really don't want to see Santoy raise this raise that's coming in. Just call this, just call, don't you dare raise. Just call, Santoy. You played this beautifully. You knew Romeo was going to do this. Yes. Santoy deserves these chips. Jack 4, 3 flop. Santoy deserves them. He's got the diamonds dominated. Romeo's got a backdoor straight draw or 2. Bets 3 blinds. Don't rip, Santoy. Just play call. You've done a beautiful job. Just play call. It's tempting to raise on the flop here, and we get a call deuce on the turn. Romeo jams, looking for an 8 or a 2, and we get a snap call from the aces. Huge pot going Santoy's way most of the time. Nope, just kidding. Romeo gives it up. Santoy thinking, do I give him a free river now? Yeah, I do. I do give him a free river. 9 of spades. Give him a chance to bluff. Romeo says, no, 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 no. Good try. Good try, Santoy. Santoy says, well, will you call my all in? I'm all in, dealer. Romeo says very swiftly, no, no. Diamonds miss. Wait a second. Diamonds miss. Diamonds miss. Think about it, Romeo. Diamonds miss. For the tournament. Call for the tournament, Romeo. It's all over if you call. Oh, he finds the fold. Nice fold by Romeo. Doopity doo. Jack and a 4 for Romeo. That's not a jack and a 4. That's a 7 and a 4. And Santoy's got the jack over there and the 2, you see. I reverse psychologized my own self. Because obviously when Romeo was going to call there, they would not have won the tournament. But I confused myself so much by saying that I thought Romeo had a jack. As we see Santoy go for the super wide 3-bet, which is cool to see with jack 2 suited. 8.5 blinds to go, and I think he's going to take it down pre. Could you imagine if Romeo rips? No, of course not. Ace jack for 7. Nope. 6 queen. Queen 6 of spades. There we go. Santoy limps. Now Romeo needs to make it 4.5 blinds like he's been doing. Nice. Consistency. It's beautiful. Surely Romeo knows what they're doing. Queen 6 calls. We get a queen 9 7 flop. Bad news for Romeo. This pot is bloated and top pair for Santoy. Not too much doing for Romeo. A few backdoor straight draws. An overcard. They probably aren't going to win this pot here. Santoy does get the chance to see a free turn if he wants it. Or he can juice the pot a little. I think they should juice the pot a little just in case one of these scary cards come. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of scary cards, so maybe that's why Santoy says I think we should keep the pot small. As Romeo does pick up a straight draw to the 10. They check it on over. Santoy with that pair of queens will check it back. There's a lot of bad cards for Santoy. Any 10? What about an 8? What about a diamond or heart? Santoy bets large. About 7 blinds into 9.25. Yeah, I think Romeo lays down the straight draw. No, we've got 2 outs. Well, 2 perceived clean outs to the nuts. We've got a couple overcards. A jack could be good, although not likely. A 10 is obviously good. Santoy rips in the queen 6. This is some thin value. And is Romeo going to think about a hero call because the deuce is a complete brick? He blocks jack 10. Can you imagine if Santoy gets called here? He does get called by the ace jack, just like that. Oh no, what a play by Santoy, and what a misstep by Romeo. The ace-high hero call, blocking the nuts straight. Queen 6 getting some very thin value. Whoa, I don't even know how to move on. Ace jack 8 flop goes check, bet. I don't know. I don't know what happens anymore. What do we do, Romeo? Things were going so well. We bet a blind now? Oh, this just feels so sheepish. Santoy just call with the king high? 8 on the turn. Oh, Santoy just owned Romeo. The mood in the air is just changed. Uh-oh. Is Santoy gonna make a huge comeback? It was like 20 blinds to like 120. We're just about tied up here, and Santoy's gonna scoop a little pot. Providing they don't fold the king high. Whoa. That's a weird feeling though. The air in the room is just the words have been taken out of my mouth. Romeo is wrapping this thing up. He's got decent at king. Let's try to move on. Santoy with the 6 and the 4. That'd be funny if he just folded, but no, he does go for a raise to 2.5 blinds. Romeo will 3-bet, and then Santoy will fold. What size does he go? Like 8? 8.5 is the size. Takes it down. Ooh, ace king this time for Santoy. Romeo is suited and booted with 6 and a 3. We'll see a raise, a 3-bet, and a call. We're off to the flop. That's a big raise too. 3 blinds from Romeo. Seems he's getting punished every time he raises 3 blinds. $9.5 blinds is the size from Santoy. I'm pretty sure Romeo calls this 3-bet here. Oh, he goes for a 4-bet to 16 blinds. Oh no. Excuse me, Santoy's gonna rip, isn't he? Do we 5-bet? Click it back, Santoy. I want to see a flop somehow. There's the all-in and Romeo has to fold. So just like that, Santoy's got 80 blinds. Romeo's down to 54. How does Romeo come back after that? The 4-bet did not work out. Romeo checks back the jack and the 5, flops a pair of 5s. Santoy with a straight draw to the 7, backdoor flush draw, an overcard, 2 overcards to the 5. Oh, it just feels like this is going to go Santoy's way now. They bet 1.7 blinds. This is such a swingy game, let me tell you. Romeo Pro finds the call with the top pair. Nope, that's the middle pair, sorry. Makes top and middle pair on the turn. Top and third pair? Is that middle pair as well? I don't know. Santoy might bluff it off here. Oh, that's a big bet by Santoy. 9.3 blinds into 5.6. And Romeo's got 2 pairs. So the air in the mood is just changed once again. Romeo's all in with 90%. And he's going to get a swift fold, of course. And just like that, he's tied it back up. Momentum back in Romeo's favor. Limping it in with the 10 and the 5 says, hey, this game is back to normal. 7-2 for Santoy. Punches being thrown back and forth. 5-4. Nope, it's a 5 and a 3 and a 2. 5-3-2 flop goes check, bet, call. We're off to the turn. What size does Romeo go? 2 blinds. Nope, 3.5. He goes for the overbet this time. I think Santoy still calls. Not loving life, of course. It's in you, Santoy. Oh, and they do just lay it down. Nicely done. Nicely done. 8-5 for Santoy. Queen Jack for Romeo. Get a raise and a call. No, maybe a 3-bet? Raise and a 3-bet? No, just a raise and a call. King Jack, 2 flop goes check, bet. No, it doesn't. Goes check, check. 10 on the turn. Ooh, a queen on the river. So 1-liner to an ace or a 9. Santoy sitting there with 8 high. 2 pairs for Romeo. Checks it on over. Santoy might overbet here. And Romeo snap calls. No, it's just a 4 big blind bet. Easier call for Romeo. Still finds it, of course. 9-9 for Romeo, 3-5 suited for Santoy. We'll see a raise and a 3-bet and a 4-bet all in. No. A raise? No 3-bet, just a call. 3-bet Santoy. You just want to see it. And Romeo 4 bets. Just clicks it back. There's the 3-bet. Romeo, just click it back. Just click it back. Yes, yes, yes. And then Santoy folds? No, they call. Then they flop the diamond draw. King, queen, 6 flop. And does Santoy lead? No, they check. Okay. Okay. 30 blinds in the middle pre-flop. With 5 high. Flops a flush draw. Romeo bets 6 blinds. If Santoy rips, does Romeo fold? What do we do? What's gonna happen? I'm so terrified for everybody's life. There he clicks it back. Santoy clicks it back to 17 blinds. What are we doing? Leaving ourselves with 27 blinds behind. Romeo, what do we do? What do we do, Romeo? He raised it 9 blinds. Did he know we have 9-9? And the 5 high gets the job done on the flop. What a little play by Romeo. Or sorry, by Santoy. What an unfortunate happening for Romeo. Romeo says it's always better to be lucky than good. That's funny. Hopefully Santoy says something back. That was a beautiful play by Santoy. Romeo. Unfortunate happening here so far since the heads up battle began. Santoy just did a great job of fighting back. Like, I mean, Romeo was putting his foot on the gas at the beginning. You know, he was just like stomping on him. But then Santoy was like, punch, 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 punch. Queen 6, all in, dealer. I got a pair of queens. I don't care that the flush completed. I don't care that this straight... Oh, wait, did the flush brick? The flush is brick, my bad. I don't care that the straight got there on the turn. Queen 6, we're all in, dealer. Ace Jack hero call. It's kind of a beatdown by Santoy, is it not? I don't know if that's luck or anything. And then the 5-3, flopping the flush draw. Going for that sneaky little check raise on the flop. It's a little bit of a Santoy beatdown on Romeo. And I'm a huge Romeo fan. But Santoy's just shown him some new moves. Oh yeah. Little shimmy shake. Boo 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 boo. Little 1-2 1-2. You know what I mean? King Jack 8 flop goes. No, it's a Jack 8-4 flop. Goes check check. King on the turn goes check check. 8 on the river. Goes check bet call and we're off to the turn. What? The turn's already been dealt. The river's already been dealt. Romeo's gonna go for some value here. No, he doesn't find it. Santoy with the 9 and the 2. 8-9 for Romeo. Get a raise and a 3-bet. A raise and a 3-bet. And then I don't know what to do with 9-2 suited facing a 3-bet. Santoy does just get to go to the flop for their desired price. 9-7-5 flop goes check, bet, call. Or does it... Oh, Santoy goes to the turn for free. We get the 8 of diamonds. What a bad card, eh? 6 makes a straight. 2 pair for Romeo. And he overbets. We can't fold 9-2, can we? Jack 10 makes a straight. Any 6 makes a straight. There's spades and diamonds. Santoy calls, queen on the river. What do we do, Romeo? Do we jam? It's going to be hard to get called if we're being honest. I was going to say he's going to need to pick a non-all-in size. 7 blinds, and that will swiftly get called. Romeo takes a nice pot, and they're back in first place now with 64 blinds. 3-4 for Romeo. Not just like that. Romeo's like, you know what? I'll just take all those punches you were throwing. I'll fucking boom, 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 boom. Give you a couple right back, buddy. Queen 9 for Santoy. (6-3) for Romeo. We get a limp pot. Romeo thinking about a raise. There it is, 4.5 blinds. We love to see it. Santoy, play call. Take this post. Beautiful flop. 7-4-2. Romeo with a straight draw to the 5. Backdoor heart draw. Santoy with 2 overs. Backdoor heart draw. No backdoor straight draw for him. Sees a 4.5 blind bet. What do we do, Santoy? What do we do? Do we fold? We might just fold on the flop here. Oh, Santoy calls, makes a pair of 9s. Romeo. Romeo, you're in trouble. Bets 9 blinds, half pot. Santoy's going nowhere. I think Romeo's going to pull the trigger on the river and Santoy's going to win a huge one. I guess it really depends on what the river brings us. 8 of hearts. Romeo fires here. This is a jam. And then I don't know what Santoy does with the queen 9. Blocking the made flush. So Romeo's all in. We all knew that was happening. Then the question is, what about the Santoy? What do we do with the queen 9? We call and we win 100 big blind pot. Damn. Nice call by Santoy. What a play. Set the trap. Romeo is 7-2. Raises 2.5 blinds. 8 jack for Santoy. They're going to call. Jack 5-3 flop top pair versus a flush draw. Backdoor straight draw for Romeo. Is this thing over? Gonna need to see a diamond dealer. 7 is interesting card. As Romeo picks up 2 pair outs. This looks like a Santoy board though. Other than of course the diamond draw. Santoy bets 3.7 blinds. Romeo will call. Seven on the river. That's nice and neat. Nice and neat. Yes, it is. If I'm Santoy, I'm all in. Romeo will snap call. Where's the snap call? There it is. Not a snap, but an eventual call. Jack 2 versus 4-3. Excuse me. Get a limp and a check, and we're off to the flop. Romeo's thinking about a raise instead. There it is, 3.5 blinds to go. And Santoy says, okay, let's go. 9-7-6 flop goes bet. Call, we're off to the turn. Romeo with 4 high. Little flush draw. Oh, that's a big bet. Santoy swiftly folds. 5-8 for Romeo. 10-2 for Santoy. Get a limp and a check, and we're off to the flop. 5-3-2 goes check. Last time Romeo went for an overbet with the top pair of fives. Bottom pair of twos went for the fold. Another overbet by Romeo. And Santoy folds the bottom pair again, so that doesn't seemingly work. Just not getting paid by the bottom pair there. I wonder if you're getting paid by the middle pair straight draws still. So maybe it does work. Anyways, ace 10 for Santoy. King 8 for Romeo. Santoy limps, interesting. Both times you overbet 5-3-2, I had the same hand and it felt tilt facing that side with that hand. Well, yeah, it made sense, but he just had the reasonable fold with the bottom pair. Romeo Pro facing the limp. Raises 3.5 blinds. Santoy raises to 9. Very cute play. And Romeo just lays it down. Queen 2 for Romeo. Queen King for Santoy. Limp pot. Santoy says no, it's not. Makes it 3.5 blinds to go. No, he makes it 5.75. And Romeo will fold to that size. Or click it back. And they find the fold. King 10 for Santoy. Queen 9 for Romeo. Get a raise and a call, and we're up to the flop. Jack 7-4 flop goes check. I don't know what to do here with King 10 of hearts. We check it back and make a pair of kings. Okay. Romeo with a straight shot at the 10. Other than that, they've got no outs. Santoy goes for a big bet, 6 blinds into a pot of 4.65, and Romeo will fold the straight draw. Right? Yeah. 7-5 for Romeo on the button. Queen 8 suited for Santoy. We'll see a raise and a call or something. Oh, we're fucking jumping around, are we? There we go. So surely Romeo goes for the raise. I suppose we could start to limp in now that we're playing 30 blinds deep. See what Romeo elects to do. There's the limp. Queen 8 suited could go for a raise, could check it back. Obviously, those are the two options it's got. Goes for the check. Queen 9-3 flop goes check. I don't know if Romeo bets with the 7-5. Might want to put in a bet ski at some point. I don't know about this flop. Romeo says, yeah, this flop is good enough for a 1 big blind bet. Santoy might raise it. Super small. Or just call. I actually go for a larger sizing here. 4 blinds, 4.2. 3.2 for Romeo to call with 7 high. Obviously going to hit the muck. King 10 for Santoy. Jack 2 for Romeo. Get a limp and a check, and we're off to the flop. Oh no, Romeo's raising. Don't do it, man. Just check. There you go. Jack 9, 8 goes check, bet, raise, all in, call. We got a huge pot for Romeo's life. Don't know why I think Santoy would call an all in. I don't know why. No, it'd be Santoy jamming all in. Romeo will go for a 2-bet. Raise it up to about 6 blinds. Maybe a little bit more. Just kidding, they play call 10 on the turn. So everything is out the window. Got a 1-liner to a queen or a 7. Middle pair, second pair that is for Santoy. Top pair for Romeo. Get a free 6 of hearts on the river. Now Romeo's the type to find the very thin value bet. We'll see what size they go for. 1 blind. And Santoy likely to find the call here. Nice little pot slides Romeo's way. Back over 30 blinds. King 8 suited versus King 9-0. Got a limp and a check and we're off to the flop. Man, I just gotta wait. Just got energy in me. Santoy does go for this big ass raise, 5.75 blinds. Romeo could find a way to steal the pot with a 3-bet. They play call, 10, 9, 7 flop. Romeo's open-ended to the jack or 6. Santoy's got the middle pair of 9s. I foresee a Santoy small bet come in. 6.5 blinds, interesting. They go for a bigger size. Romeo in position, not getting a great price, but I think we have to call with the open-ender. We'd prefer to have a heart in our hand, but we do unblock the bluffs. 7 on the turn. Now, I don't know what to do in Santoy's shoes at all. Do we just jam to protect our equity? That's what we do. Romeo says all the draws bricked. So Queen Jack, 7 made 3 of a kind. Jack 8 is a flop straight. 8-6 is a flop straight. There's some sort of like 8-5 of hearts, 8-5 of diamonds. You wouldn't expect to pull the trigger on the turn. But nonetheless, there's some hands on the flop that could be bluffing, that Romeo's ahead of and dominating. Anyways, we're moving along. Santoy with the king and the 5 will limp it on in. Romeo with the 10 and the 8. Don't juice the pot. They do check it back. King 10-3 flop. Interesting board as both players make a pair. Flop goes check, check. 4 on the turn. Interesting stuff by Santoy. Very deceptive with that top pair. Weak kicker. Romeo overbets 3.5 blinds. Oh no. It makes a lot of sense. They would expect all the King X to bet on the flop. Romeo needs a 10 or an 8. They find a jack of diamonds. At least they don't jam on that river, right? Do we bet small? Like 5 blinds? Romeo checks. Just looking to get showdown versus 4x and 3x. All in from Santoy. And Romeo says, oh fuck, I got myself in a pickle. They do find the fold, very nicely done. Blinds go up. Romeo is in trouble with 13 bigs. Ace 8 on the button. I think we rip. Do we limp? No, we go for a 2.5x raise. Jack 7 suited for Santoy. Plays call. King 10-5 flop. Check. bet. Now all goes check, check, 5 on the turn. It's a pretty boring pot. Santoy with no draw. Looking for a jack or a 7. Even if they hit, they're not going to get paid. Romeo might go for a little protection bet on the turn here. 1 big blind. And Santoy's ahead of some draws, you know. The clubs. There's no straight draws. They do find the call with jack high, no draw. 5 on the river. Goes check, check. Will be a nice little value bet by Romeo again. Two blinds, very nicely done. And Santoy might hero call with the jack high. What a value bet by Romeo. I know he's like kind of like in the what would you say? In the dumps. He's in the ditch. There's a few D words you could throw out there. He's in the depths of despair. Romeo with a couple of 8s gets a walk. But that was a beautiful value bet with the ace 8 getting paid off too by jack high. So Romeo's playing great cards. Santoy as well. Honestly, it's been quite the fun heads up battle. It's just been punches thrown back and forth, and we got to witness such a great battle. Yeah. What a stupid bunch of words put together. Anyways, jack 2 versus queen 6. We get a 10-7-3 flop. Romeo bets 2 blinds. Santoy finds the call. Backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw, and overcard. It is a big bet. 2 blinds into 2.25. Santoy calls, queen on the turn. Gonna be hard for Romeo to buy this pot here. They bet another 3 blinds. Very interesting shit. 3 blinds they will not get back. Santoy will find the call again. We're gonna need a very dirty like king or ace on the river for Romeo to win the pot. Get a 6 of hearts. Santoy checks. Eight 9 makes a straight. There's a weird like jack 9 combo that Romeo might try to get him off. Yep, he does find the jam and a quick call by the 2 pairs. The show's over, folks. Alrighty, what a freaking show it was. Long ass one at that. Let's go see where Santoy started this bad boy off at. 30 blinds. How many players do we got ahead of him? 5? So he's in 6th place. Santoy finds a way to hang out patiently. Played a damn strong game. That heads up battle was crazy. Romeo Pro taught us a whole bunch of lessons along the way. How to finish up in a final table, and then unfortunately the cards just didn't go in his favor. But anyways, that is the end of the show, so if you made it all the way through, thanks for checking this bullshit out. Hopefully we'll see you in another video. If you got any suggestions on making the show any better, fire them down below in the comments. Alrighty, adios amigos.